All right, so welcome to this week's mashup on mashups. So last week we finished shooting 52 weeks of mashups, and I thought I would do a little bit of a recap. I think anybody out there watching this knows the importance of video inside of your business, so I thought I'd share a couple things that I learned after doing this for just over a year, because I must confess I didn't manage to do it every single week. Anyway, so a couple things that I wanted to just talk about that I think you might find interesting. One, don't be hung up on perfection. We started out with my copywriter writing all the scripts that were just perfect, and it turns out that people cared a lot more about it being genuine rather than something that I read straight off the screen. Doesn't mean I don't script it still, but I don't worry so much about making little mistakes and things like that. Two, invest in a good microphone because people actually do want to hear what you have to say. So I'm at a client's office right now, so I'm borrowing a Yeti microphone, which you can't quite see in this frame. It actually just about appeared there for a second. But I did buy a Rode Podcaster. I can go, if anybody's interested, I can give you the equipment list that we use. So here's the big one. Be patient. It took over 20 weeks before someone told me that they watched my videos. It was my brother-in-law. Now, it was 30 weeks before I started to hear anything from people in the business world. It was also 30 weeks before I had someone call me that wanted to do business. So it takes a while to develop this stuff. Quite frankly, to be honest with you, I found that I really just started to enjoy doing this and figured I would never get any business out of it. I'll talk about that in a second, but it really just became something that I enjoyed doing and continued to shoot it. So a couple of people I'd like to thank because they had some really good, helpful information along the way. First of all, was Mike Arce. He's a marketing guru in the fitness studio world. He's also the creator of the GSD show and the GOAT show, and he has thousands, probably tens of thousands of viewers, and he helped give me some perspective. I was bummed out that my videos might only get somewhere between 100 and 300 views at a time. Some are higher, but usually somewhere in that 100 to 300 views. And he asked me, if you were invited to speak in front of a crowd of 100 people, would you do it? And I was like, of course. He's like, yeah, not only would you, but you'd be excited to speak in front of 100 people. So why is this any different? Great point, great perspective. Second person I'd like to thank, Mr. Ryan Dice from Digital Marketer, obviously also a marketing guru and a guy who shoots a fair amount of video with funny faces usually attached. If you don't know him, that won't make any sense. But he told me you have to have a perspective and opinion. In fact, I think he kind of indicated my videos were a little boring, which is probably true. So he said, think about like Gary Vaynerchuk. Whether you like him or not, Gary always has an opinion on things, and that's why people are polarized by him. So the first video that I shot using a bold statement, which made me super uncomfortable, netted me a lucrative consulting gig. So it does work. And then I'd like to thank also Dennis Yu. While we haven't chatted directly so much about this, been a great inspiration on this. He talks a lot about 1-minute videos. I was shooting them before I heard about him, but he helped me get focused on that by talking about his topic wheel, which you can Google, and I totally encourage you to look him up, because the topic wheel helped me to stick to subjects that were things that I was passionate about, things that I could shoot a 1-minute video on, but it actually made it a lot easier to create content and be a little bit more interesting on my videos. So what's next? Well, I have an interview show launching soon, so you should hear about that soon. And then we'll, of course, do more mashups. This is week 53, and who knows where we'll go from there. If you need any help with this, implementing this in your business, or have questions on that, feel free to reach out. Thanks so much.